Helen kept banging on the glass, screaming for help, but they were in the middle of nowhere and no one was around. As Mike stepped closer and closer, Helen began begging for her life. When his guard slipped, she grabbed a bottle from the table and smashed it against him. She then pulled out her phone to call the police, but there was no signal. She hid the phone, grabbed a knife from a drawer, cut the restraints on her feet, and prepared to run. Just as Mike started to wake up, seeing her struggling at the door, Mike told her not to waste her strength, to sit down now or he couldn't promise what would happen next. Faced with his threat, Helen reluctantly sat down. Mike continued questioning her, asking her name.
My name is...
As soon as he heard it, Mike grabbed a plate from the table and threw it at her. When he raised his gun, Helen knocked it out of his hand with a punch. Furious, Mike lunged at her, but Helen bit into his shoulder, then wrapped her arm tightly around his neck. She didn't let go until he passed out. Helen reached for the gun to protect herself, but Mike woke and punched her unconscious. He dragged her back into the locked room, then came out to clean up the broken pieces on the floor. Before long, Helen woke up again. She pulled the phone she had hidden in her pants, held it high toward the vent, and finally got a signal. But just as she started speaking, the call cut out. In the living room, Mike noticed the phone was gone. He rushed in, found it on her, smashed it with his gun, and threw it to the floor. Enraged, Mike fired a shot next to her. Under threat, Helen finally told him everything. Her real name was Amy, and Helen was the name of her dead younger sister. Their father abandoned them for another woman, and they became the town's laughingstock. Her sister couldn't handle the humiliation and hanged herself. As an adult, Amy became a nurse, but during her work, many female patients would brag about their affairs. Amy had always hated women who destroyed families, so she secretly caused alcohol poisoning, making their deaths look like accidents. One of those women was Mike's wife. Knowing his wife never drank, Mike had suspected something was wrong. He began following Amy and eventually kidnapped her. Amy told him that his wife's overtime had actually been secret dates with another man, and that the man had even visited her several times in the hospital, showing obvious affection. Hearing this, Mike was devastated. He played his wife's old videos and finally saw the truth.